Emotions are an inherent part of being human. They are natural responses to the events and circumstances we encounter daily, serving as indicators of how we perceive and experience life. However, while emotions are natural, it's important to remember that they are manageable. We are not at the mercy of our emotions. We can control how we respond to them. When emotions arise, they often feel overwhelming and immediate, demanding our attention. But just because an emotion is strong doesn't mean it has to dictate our actions. Emotions are signals, not commands. They tell us something about our inner state, our needs, or even unmet expectations, but they do not have the final say on how we should behave. The key is learning to interpret these signals without letting them control us. Managing emotions begins with acknowledging them. When you feel anger, sadness, or frustration, rather than suppressing these emotions or allowing them to take over, recognize them for what they are. This simple act of acknowledgement can prevent emotions from snowballing into something bigger. When you label and understand your emotions, you create a space between the emotion and your reaction, giving you a moment to breathe and think before you act. This space is powerful. It is the moment where you regain control. It's where you choose how to respond instead of reacting impulsively. By taking this pause, you remind yourself that while you might feel anger, you don't have to lash out. If you're sad, you don't have to sink into despair. You gain clarity, which leads to healthier decisions and actions. This practice of emotional management requires time, effort, and self-awareness, but the results are transformative. With consistent effort, you begin to master your emotional responses, navigating life's ups and downs with more composure and balance. While we may not be able to stop emotions from surfacing, we can always control how we handle them. And in doing so, we reclaim our power, becoming emotionally strong and more centered in our interactions and decisions. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment without judgment or distraction. It's about paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations with an open and accepting attitude. Practicing mindfulness allows you to observe your emotions and thoughts as they come and go rather than being swept away by them. It provides clarity and calm in moments when life can feel overwhelming or out of control. When we become mindful, we create space between ourselves and our immediate emotional reactions. In this space, we can observe our thoughts and feelings objectively. Rather than immediately reacting to anger, frustration, or fear, mindfulness teaches us to pause, take a breath, and assess the situation. This pause is crucial in helping us respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. One of the most powerful aspects of mindfulness is that it helps to ground us in the present. Often when we're stressed or overwhelmed, it's because we're worrying about the past or future. We replay past events or imagine future scenarios, which leads to overthinking and anxiety. Mindfulness gently brings us back to the present, reminding us that in this very moment we are okay and we have control over our thoughts and reactions. Mindfulness also strengthens our emotional awareness. As we practice being present, we start to notice patterns in our emotional responses. We become more in tune with how certain triggers affect us and how we can navigate those emotions more skillfully. This self-awareness is empowering because it helps us take control of our emotions instead of being controlled by them. In addition, mindfulness reduces stress and anxiety by quieting the mental chatter that often leads to emotional distress. When we focus on the present moment, whether it's our breath, the sounds around us, or the sensations in our body, we quiet the mind. This simple practice helps us to find calm even in the most chaotic situations, creating a sense of peace that allows us to approach challenges with clarity and patience. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as setting aside a few minutes each day to sit quietly, focusing on your breath or the present sensations in your body. Over time, you'll find that mindfulness becomes a natural way of being, helping you to manage stress, handle emotions, and approach life with more ease and balance. By practicing mindfulness, you cultivate resilience and inner peace, making it easier to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present, allowing us to focus on the here and now without letting our minds wander to the past or future. It involves a conscious effort to pay attention to our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations, accepting them without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we learn to observe our internal and external experiences without being overwhelmed by them, leading to greater emotional stability and peace. When we practice mindfulness, We train our minds to slow down and notice what is happening in the present moment. This simple act of awareness can have a profound effect on our emotional well-being. Often our stress and anxiety come from dwelling on things that have already happened or worrying about what might happen in the future. Mindfulness helps us break that cycle by redirecting our attention to the now. In doing so, we gain clarity and control over our emotional reactions instead of being swept up by them. One of the key benefits of mindfulness is that it helps us become more aware of our emotional triggers. We begin to recognize patterns in how we react to certain situations, people, or challenges. This heightened awareness allows us to pause before reacting impulsively. For example, instead of immediately lashing out in anger or frustration, we can take a step back, acknowledge our feelings, and respond in a more thoughtful and measured way. This creates a space between stimulus and reaction, a space where we can choose our response rather than being controlled by our emotions. Mindfulness also reduces stress by helping us focus on the present instead of worrying about things beyond our control. By anchoring ourselves in the moment, we can experience life more fully, appreciating the small details and joys that we often overlook in our rush to move forward. This practice of being present calms the mind and body, lowering stress levels and enhancing our ability to cope with difficult situations. Incorporating mindfulness into everyday life doesn't require major changes or a lot of time. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths when you feel overwhelmed, or pausing for a moment to observe how you're feeling before responding to a stressful situation. Over time, even these small acts of mindfulness can lead to a profound shift in how we experience life. We become more patient, less reactive, and more attuned to our emotional needs. Another significant aspect of mindfulness is that it cultivates compassion, both for ourselves and others. By paying attention to our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we learn to accept ourselves as we are, imperfections and all. This self-compassion then extends outward, making it easier to understand and empathize with the emotions of others. Ultimately, mindfulness is a powerful tool for emotional resilience. It teaches us to sit with our discomfort, observe our thoughts without getting attached to them, and respond to life's challenges with greater clarity and calmness. As we practice mindfulness, we develop a greater sense of balance, allowing us to navigate the ups and downs of life with more ease and grace. Self-reflection is one of the most important tools for personal growth and emotional resilience. It is the process of looking inward, analyzing your thoughts, feelings, and actions to better understand yourself. When you engage in self-reflection, you give yourself the time and space to examine how you respond to life's challenges, relationships, and situations. This allows you to gain insight into your strengths, areas for improvement, and the underlying causes of certain behaviors. Without self-reflection, we often find ourselves repeating the same mistakes or reacting to situations without understanding why. Taking the time to reflect helps break these cycles by bringing awareness to the patterns that shape our thoughts and actions. It's an intentional pause in the busyness of life where you can ask yourself questions like, why did I react that way, or what can I learn from this experience? The answers to these questions can reveal underlying fears, insecurities, or assumptions that may be influencing how you navigate your world. One of the key benefits of self-reflection is that it promotes emotional clarity. Life can often be overwhelming and emotions can sometimes feel messy or confusing, but by looking inward, we can begin to untangle these emotions and understand their root causes. For example, you might realize that your frustration in a particular situation wasn't really about what happened, but stemmed from deeper unresolved issues. With this awareness, you're able to approach similar situations with more emotional intelligence, responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Self-reflection also allows us to track our progress in personal development. When we regularly reflect on our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can see how far we've come over time. We become aware of the changes we've made, the challenges we've overcome, and the lessons we've learned. This creates a sense of accomplishment and motivates us to continue growing. It also reminds us that transformation is a journey, not an overnight process, helping us to be more patient and compassionate with ourselves. Additionally, self-reflection helps improve decision-making. When we take the time to consider how our actions align with our values, goals, and aspirations, we make better choices that serve our well-being. Instead of making decisions based on short-term emotions or external pressures, we learn to make decisions from a place of intention. This leads to more fulfilling outcomes because we're acting in alignment with our true selves. Another critical aspect of self-reflection is that it encourages accountability. It's easy to blame external factors for our problems, but true growth happens when we look at our role in different situations. Self-reflection allows us to take responsibility for our actions and how we respond to life's events. This doesn't mean blaming ourselves, but rather recognizing where we have control and what we can change moving forward. With this mindset, we can grow from even the most challenging experiences. Moreover, self-reflection can enhance relationships. By understanding our own emotions and triggers, we're better equipped to communicate openly and effectively with others. We can approach difficult conversations with empathy and understanding, creating deeper connections and resolving conflicts more constructively. Incorporating self-reflection into your life doesn't require grand gestures or hours of meditation. It can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to journal, meditate, or even think quietly about how the day went and what you can learn from it. Over time, this practice builds self-awareness and emotional resilience, empowering you to lead a more intentional, mindful, and fulfilled life. Setting healthy boundaries is essential for maintaining your emotional well-being and personal growth. It's about defining what is acceptable and unacceptable in your interactions with others, and it serves as a way to protect your peace, time, and energy. Without boundaries, it's easy to become overwhelmed, overextended, and drained by the demands of those around you. At its core, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. When you set clear boundaries, you communicate your needs and limits to others, ensuring that your personal values and emotional space are respected. This is especially important in relationships, whether they're with friends, family, colleagues, or even romantic partners. Without boundaries, you might find yourself saying yes to things you don't want to do or tolerating behavior that makes you uncomfortable simply to avoid conflict or to please others. But over time, this erodes your sense of self and can lead to resentment or burnout. One of the key aspects of establishing healthy boundaries is knowing your own limits. It requires self-awareness to recognize when you're feeling stretched too thin or emotionally depleted. Pay attention to your feelings if you're feeling uncomfortable, overwhelmed, or disrespected in certain situations. That's often a sign that your boundaries are being tested or ignored. Once you've identified your limits, it's important to communicate them clearly and assertively. This doesn't mean being aggressive or confrontational, but simply expressing your needs in a direct and respectful manner. For example, if you need time to yourself after a long day, you might say, "I need some quiet time to recharge right now. Can we talk later?" Boundaries are also essential for managing time and energy. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the demands of work, social obligations, and family responsibilities, leaving little time for yourself. Setting boundaries around your time can help you protect your schedule and ensure that you're prioritizing what truly matters to you. This might mean saying no to certain invitations or delegating tasks at work so that you don't become overwhelmed. Saying no can be difficult, especially if you're used to being a people pleaser, but it's important to remember that you're not responsible for meeting everyone else's needs at the expense of your own. In addition to time management, boundaries play a significant role in emotional health. We all have emotional limits, and if we don't protect them, we risk becoming emotionally drained. This is particularly true in relationships where others may depend on us for support. While it's important to be there for the people we care about, equally important to recognize when it's too much. Setting emotional boundaries means knowing when to step back and recharge, and it might also mean recognizing when someone's emotional needs are beyond what you can or should provide. Boundaries also help to foster mutual respect in relationships. When you communicate your boundaries, you give others a clear understanding of how to interact with you in a respectful and supportive way. This sets the stage for healthier, more balanced relationships where both parties feel valued and heard. Boundaries encourage a dynamic where each person's needs are taken into consideration, which leads to more fulfilling and less one-sided interactions. It's also important to recognize that boundaries are not static. They can evolve as you grow and as your needs change. You might have set certain boundaries earlier in your life that no longer serve you, or you may need to establish new boundaries as you enter different stages of your personal journey. The key is to remain flexible and mindful, adjusting your boundaries as necessary to ensure that they continue to protect your well-being. Setting healthy boundaries is not about pushing people away or isolating yourself. Rather, it's about creating a healthy space where you can thrive, feel respected, and maintain your emotional and mental health. It empowers you to live more authentically and to engage in relationships that are based on mutual respect, support, and understanding. By honoring your boundaries, you not only protect your peace, but also set a powerful example for others to do the same. Resilience through adversity is the strength you build when life throws its inevitable challenges your way. It's not about avoiding pain, setbacks, or difficulties, but about developing the ability to bounce back, recover, and grow stronger from those experiences. In many ways, adversity is a teacher, shaping you into a person capable of enduring more than you ever thought possible. Life's hardships can feel overwhelming at times, but it's important to recognize that adversity is a part of everyone's journey. It's not about escaping those moments, but learning how to navigate through them with grace and perseverance. When you're hit by unexpected obstacles, whether in your personal life, career, or relationships, resilience is the key that helps you keep moving forward, even when the path seems uncertain. It's about finding the inner strength to keep going, despite the odds stacked against you. Resilience often starts with mindset. The way you perceive adversity directly affects how you respond to it. If you view challenges as insurmountable, they will be. But if you see them as opportunities for growth, they can transform into pivotal moments in your life. Adversity doesn't define you, how you handle it does. When you encounter difficult situations, it's important to shift your perspective from one of defeat to one of empowerment. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this, or how can I grow stronger through this experience? This shift in mindset is what transforms adversity into fuel for growth. Another essential element of resilience is adaptability. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and often things don't go as planned. In these moments, it's easy to feel frustrated, defeated, or overwhelmed. However, resilience requires that you be flexible, allowing you to adjust to new circumstances without losing your footing. This might mean changing your approach, rethinking your goals, or even letting go of certain expectations. The more adaptable you become, the more resilient you will be in the face of adversity, as you'll be better equipped to handle whatever life throws at you with confidence and grace. Resilience is also about learning how to manage emotions in difficult times. It's natural to feel anger, sadness, or frustration when facing challenges, but getting stuck in those emotions can hold you back. The key is to acknowledge your feelings, allow yourself to experience them, and then let them go so you can focus on moving forward. Emotional resilience is not about suppressing your emotions, but rather about cultivating the ability to process them in a healthy way without letting them control your actions or decisions. This emotional balance is crucial in maintaining a clear, focused mind when navigating tough times. Support systems are another vital aspect of resilience. While adversity can sometimes feel isolating, it's important to remember that you don't have to face it alone. Resilience doesn't mean doing everything by yourself. It means knowing when to lean on others for support. Whether it's family, friends, mentors, or even professional help, having people around you who care and provide encouragement can make a huge difference in how you handle adversity. They remind you that you're not alone, offering perspective, strength, and sometimes just a shoulder to lean on. Furthermore, building resilience involves taking care of yourself, both physically and mentally. When adversity strikes, it's easy to neglect your well-being, but self-care becomes even more important during tough times. Ensuring you get enough rest, eat well, and maintain some form of exercise will keep your body and mind strong. Taking time for reflection, meditation, or journaling can help you process your emotions and keep your mental health in check, allowing you to stay grounded even in the face of overwhelming challenges. Resilience doesn't mean you won't ever feel defeated or discouraged. There will be moments when you want to give up, when the weight of the world feels too heavy. But true resilience is the ability to rise again after being knocked down. It's about persistence, about showing up for yourself, even on the days when everything seems to be going wrong. Each time you rise, you become stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling the challenges to come. Ultimately, resilience is a lifelong skill. It's something you cultivate over time through every experience of adversity you encounter. And as you grow more resilient, you'll find that setbacks don't hold the same power over you. They may still hurt, they may still cause stress, but they won't break you. Instead, they'll serve as stepping stones on your path to becoming the best version of yourself. Through resilience, you not only survive adversity, you thrive because of it. Positive influences are crucial in shaping who you become and the direction your life takes. Surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, inspire you, and challenge you to be your best self can have a profound impact on your overall well-being, mindset, and personal growth. When you are constantly exposed to positivity, encouragement, and constructive feedback, you begin to see the world and yourself through a more empowering lens. The people you interact with regularly, whether they are family members, friends, colleagues, or mentors, play a significant role in shaping your thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes. Positive influences act as a support system, offering guidance during tough times, celebrating your successes, and helping you stay grounded when challenges arise. They remind you of your worth even when you doubt yourself, and they provide the encouragement you need to keep moving forward even when the path gets difficult. Positive influences also have the power to help you grow. When you're surrounded by people who push you to be better, who inspire you to dream bigger, and who hold you accountable, you're more likely to strive for personal development. They encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and take risks that lead to growth. Whether it's a mentor offering career advice, a friend encouraging you to pursue your passions, or a family member reminding you of your strengths, these positive influences help you evolve into the best version of yourself. The energy and attitudes of the people around you are contagious. When you're surrounded by positivity, you start to adopt that mindset as well. You begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles, solutions instead of problems, and potential instead of limitations. Positive influences encourage you to focus on what's possible rather than what's holding you back. This shift in perspective can be transformative, helping you navigate life's challenges with optimism and resilience. Positive influences also foster a sense of belonging and community. Being part of a group of supportive, like-minded individuals creates a safe space where you can express yourself freely, share your struggles, celebrate your achievements without fear of judgment. This sense of connection helps reduce feelings of loneliness and isolation, which can be detrimental to your mental and emotional well-being. When you know you have people in your corner cheering you on, it boosts your confidence and empowers you to take bold steps towards your goals. In contrast, negative influences can have the opposite effect. Being around people who drain your energy, criticize your efforts, or bring negativity into your life can hinder your progress and affect your mental health. These individuals might project their own insecurities onto you, causing you to question your abilities or hold back from pursuing your dreams. It's important to recognize when someone's influence is detrimental and take steps to distance yourself from that negativity. Protecting your mental space from toxic energy is a form of self-care that allows you to thrive in a more positive environment. Positive influences are also essential when it comes to overcoming adversity. Life is full of ups and downs, and during those low moments, it's the positive people in your life who remind you of your strength and resilience. They help you maintain perspective, offering support and encouragement when you need it most. Instead of letting setbacks define you, positive influences help you see challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. They stand by your side, offering advice, a listening ear, or simply their presence to help you navigate through difficult times. It's important to actively seek out positive influences in your life. This might mean choosing to spend more time with people who uplift you, seeking out mentors who can guide you, or joining communities that align with your values and goals. It's equally important to be a positive influence in the lives of others. By offering support, encouragement, and kindness, you create a ripple effect of positivity that extends beyond yourself and impacts those around you. In the end, the people you allow into your life have a significant effect on your overall happiness, success, and personal growth. The positive influences matter because they help you believe in yourself, push you to achieve your full potential, and remind you that you are capable of creating the life you desire. By surrounding yourself with positivity, you create an environment that fosters growth, resilience, and lasting fulfillment.